In the quiet city of João Pessoa, Brazil, an unspeakable horror took place that would send shockwaves through the entire country. A crime so dark, so terrifying, that it left the nation questioning how such a tragedy could ever occur. Maria Rosália Gonçalves Mendes, a 26-year-old mother, was known by her neighbors as a quiet, perhaps even troubled woman, but no one could have imagined the horrors that were about to unfold within the walls of her home. On the night of September 20th, 2024, a tragedy struck that would forever stain her name in infamy.
Echoes wake the ones who sleep.
It was around 4 a.m. when the local authorities received a distress call. Neighbors reported strange noises, muffled cries, and loud thuds coming from Maria's apartment. What the police would find upon entering the residence would become one of the most shocking scenes in Brazil's recent history. In the small kitchen, the officers discovered the lifeless body of her 6-year-old son, Miguel Ryan. His head had been severed from his body, and there, in the middle of the gruesome scene, sat Maria, clutching the boy's decapitated head in her hands. Desperate and unstable, Maria, still holding 2 knives, lunged at the officers. They managed to subdue her, but not before witnessing something truly inexplicable. Was this the act of a mother who had simply lost control, or was there something far more sinister at play? As the investigation unfolded, authorities discovered disturbing evidence on Maria's phone: videos, images, and messages linked to dark rituals. There were whispers of satanic influence, suggesting that this horrific act was not just a crime, but a ritualistic sacrifice. Was Maria acting on her own, or was she a puppet in the hands of something far darker? News of the crime spread like wildfire, and the public was outraged. How could a mother commit such an atrocity against her own child? The media, investigators, and psychologists all searched for answers, but one thing became clear. This was a tragedy steeped in unimaginable darkness. Little Miguel was laid to rest, leaving behind a heartbroken family and a community in disbelief. Maria was taken into custody, her mental state fragile and erratic. But even as she was confined, the mysteries surrounding the case grew.
E olha esse caso trazido pela coluna Na Mira, lá do Metrópolis. Um caso bárbaro, bizarro, e de uma mulher que esfaqueou, matou e decapitou o filho de 6 anos. Mas o caso aconteceu no dia 20 de setembro. A matéria que a gente traz pra você aqui é de que essa mulher morreu no hospital lá em João Pessoa. Ela morreu no Hospital de Emergência e Trauma de João Pessoa. O nome dela era Maria Rosália Gonçalves Mendes, ela tinha 26 anos e ela estava internada desde o dia 20 de setembro, que foi a data que aconteceu o crime. Ela foi encontrada no apartamento dela em que ela morava.
In a disturbing turn of events, just weeks after Maria's death in the hospital, outraged locals stormed her grave, exhumed her body, and set it on fire. A final act of retribution for the horror she had caused. The story of Maria Rosália Gonçalves Mendes is one of horror, madness, and ritual. It forces us to confront the darkest corners of the human mind and the unexplainable evils that lurk there. Some crimes are too terrifying to understand, but they remind us of one simple truth: the line between sanity and darkness is thinner than we think.